I'm saying this coming from a place of I've been there.
Right.
I've been in the predicament where I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had real life bills like rent due, light bill, water bill, all that stuff. And so in those trying times, exactly what you said, you have to literally look at your circumstance, but then step outside of your circumstance and really believe.
Welcome to another episode of Soul Filling, where you get your soul fed. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Kobe.
And today we're doing things a little bit differently. We're going back to old times. We always used to do our podcast live. And lately we've been trying to be exclusive for the past year. Just have it on YouTube, on our SoundCloud, Spotify. But since everybody's quarantined, we was like, we got to talk to people right here.
We need to
get
talk
into
to
y'all homes.
Yes. So go ahead and take some time to share this. Ask any questions. If something comes up, interact. We're going to read your comments, and it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. So we got it going on IG, we got it going on Facebook, and we got it going on our camera. And if y'all haven't already liked us on all these things, Soul Filling Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, all that, just do that. Y'all can do that later, or y'all can do it now. It doesn't matter. So let's get it started. Oh, she said do it now.
Don't procrastinate.
You know what? We're not procrastinating.
Not in 2020.
Not during quarantine.
Not during quarantine.
How we gonna procrastinate during quarantine? We ain't got nothing to do.
Hey,
you ain't got it.
It's real easy to do nothing. We ain't got nothing.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of TV shows to catch up
to
with.
binge watch and everything else. Disney Plus been popping, y'all. I'm just saying.
Yes. Okay. So let us know how you're feeling. Tell us some of the things that you've been going through, what you've been doing during this pandemic time, and we're gonna tell you about what we've been going through. So, who wants to start it off?
Ooh.
I can, since I'm talking.
I mean,
okay, so, this is all going on, and I still gotta go to work. I work for a phenomenal company, where we do free HIV testing and syphilis testing, and then we also go into schools and teach about sexual health education, but I do the social media.
My students said they remember your company.
Yes! we be having fun in there, yes.
Girl, okay.
But, and I know we be scaring them, but yeah, so I still have been having to go to work, and, I be a little sad about it. But I also am grateful that I still have a job and that I'm getting paid and that I'm with people that I actually do enjoy being around. But it is hard to be like doing social distancing there. And but that's where I'm at right now. But I'll get into how this all has made me feel. But so I'm really grateful. But yeah, I've definitely been going to work for this past week, so no quarantine for me. Let me know if y'all have to work still too, because
yesterday was my first day of quarantine as well, so I still had to work and travel, which was shocking, but yeah, first day. So I'm excited to see like the next 3 weeks what they'll look like for me.
Ooh,
right.
So you are officially locked down.
Started, yesterday.
Lockdown.
Congratulations. Welcome to the quarantine side. So
I'm a little salty, but it's cool.
So me, I have been quarantined since going on like 2 weeks now. Because I work since last Thursday. I take that back. It feels like 2 weeks. No, but since last Thursday, because of course I'm a teacher. So we were one of the first people to get quarantined because, schools are like a hub for, just transmission of different things, especially like the cold, because we all breathing in the same air. So we like, So I've been living my whole best life, y'all. I've been treating this like this is a vacay. I've been really centering myself. But then at the same time, I've been using this to really get into like getting my life on track, organizing, planning, cleaning. Y'all, I was over here spring cleaning, like cleaning, like organizing drawers. It was just like, I'm using this time to like really recharge and reset. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying the quarantine.
Okay. That's really good.
What are you over here laughing at? Too?
Okay, I had to laugh because these comments are funny, but I'm laughing at Adonis, our good friend Adonis. let me go back over because I have a watch party on mine, and then it also is on Soul Filling. So he asked a lot of questions. I guess we'll answer them.
Y'all ask questions.
And this is for y'all because I ain't got no bae. Adonis says, "Are you social distancing from bae or
no? What? No, I don't think. I think that don't apply to family members. That's funny.
If I had a bae, I would not be
It was
social
funny
distancing.
though. I did see a post online where they had like the different sexual positions to practice social distancing, so where you're not like face to face, but like
that is crazy.
Send me that link.
Okay, so let's get real. You know, we real soulful. That was some nice small talk, but you know, we got to get in deep. Oh, my daddy calling me. I'm gonna have to.
Is he gonna call back?
Mama, can you just tell Daddy that I'm doing something? Okay. I hope he's okay. What have you learned through this experience?
Okay. The Sunday, oh, good. Thank you. So last Sunday, I heard a sermon by Pastor Todd, and this was the first thing that really kind of made me feel better about everything. And basically, he was just saying we are blessed in the name of Jesus. We are healed in the name of Jesus. And it was just in the name of Jesus. And a lot of times, you know, during times like this, we, in the name of Corona, you know, we feared up in the name of Corona. We, you know, worried about what Donald Trump's saying and what he doing. And it's like, no, you have to remember, in the name of Jesus, I am healed, I am covered, I am blessed. So,
yeah, all those past prayers that Mama already prayed for you, you know. By his stripes you are healed, and my mom always says this thing like, dang, I hope I get this right. She's like, I'll tell y'all later. Mama, just put it in the comments. But she's basically saying that she always prays over us that like protect us from all hurt, harm, and danger, sickness, and disease. And then she also adds on those from that are here now and those that are to come. So, you know, so future diseases, like, you know, we never heard of Corona. So, you know, I just, you know, pray that over our lives. We pray, you know, y'all don't see this, but we pray over y'all before we start. And so, you know, just keeping that power of prayer. I know there's this meme going around right now. It's like Black Christian mamas and like coronavirus, and it's real funny and stuff. But, you know, yes, you want to take your precautions, but the blood of Jesus is real, and prayers are real, and speaking over your life is real, and I don't want anybody to feel crazy for acknowledging that.
No, absolutely. I couldn't agree with that more, because I was thinking, like, during this time of Corona, instead of, you know, living in that fear, living like you got to be stressed out, because remember, you get what you worry about most. Like, worry is like a form of praying for the thing that you don't want, because you're like trying to call it into your life. So you want to like really get out of that state of worrying. And so I was saying to myself, like, you want to use this time wisely. Like, if you are being quarantined, not to be like, you know, living in fear and like looking over your shoulder, like every 2 seconds, just feeling like you're going to get it. I'm going to get Corona. I'm going to get Corona. Like, no, I still think, like you said, you're protected from the things that are now in the present, for the things that are even to come in the future. You are protected. You are covered by the blood of Jesus. So if that's what you truly believe, you have on that armor. You have on that protection. And so instead of using the time to worry about things, you got to use your time to center yourself. Instead of stressing, you have to trust God. That's really what it boils down to. Like, because you could stress and God, like, why are you down there doing all that, working yourself, like, you know, doing the most, when you could just trust me and it'll be all good.
Yeah. But I do know, like, being in this time, I tweeted out, I always say this, I tweeted out, like, you realize how blessed you are during times like this. Because for us, you know, we all live with our parents in some type of way. Yeah. And so we don't have to worry about rent as much. And we don't have to worry about, like, very things that we need. You know what I mean?
True.
And so, it is easy. It's like two different types of people that are quarantined. It's the people who are like us, still getting paid. I don't know if y'all still getting paid, but still getting paid. Me, I'm not quarantined at this moment. I still go to work, and then, don't have that many bills to pay. You do have bills, but you're not totally dependent on yourself. And then we have other people who, a lot of America is like more than 50% live paycheck to paycheck. Mm-hmm. So some people are getting laid off. Some people don't even have enough money. They don't have enough money to get food. They don't have enough money to get toilet paper, and sometimes they don't have enough money to get gas. I saw outside of my window, we have students come up and to our job, and they just come to hang out, a safe space to come hang out. And so I be looking, because we have we could see the whole neighborhood, so I be looking to see what's going on. And so I be spying on the kids, making sure they doing right. Mm-hmm. And so one time I saw our kids get into the car, and I was like, oh, he got a car now, great. But then a week later, I saw oh, his car's getting towed. So I'm going through, I was like, y'all got this number because his car's about to get towed. And so I finally got a hold of him, but it was too late. They already towed his car. But I was thinking to myself, during a time like this, I don't know if he needed that car to get groceries while his mom is gone and stuff like that. So, why it's very easy for us to say, relax, be centered and stuff like that. And I still do think you should do that. We also have to recognize there is privilege that comes with being able to do those things, instead of just people don't have food, people don't have people who stocked up, people don't have those means, people still gotta go to work or are getting laid off. And so during this time, we do want to be able to, if we can, help them out, but or also just be knowledgeable of those things.
Yes. No, I appreciate that. And then something that helps me with that too is the Mind Geek, at the Mind Geek on Instagram. She had a post that talked about the difference between lack and abundance. And I'm an hourly worker, so that was something that I was worried about. I was how am I gonna get paid? I don't pay my car now, how am I pay this? And so you do start to have those thoughts, and I wasn't even worried about the virus. I was worried about the effects of the virus and what it had and what that meant, for me, and what that looked like for me. Right. And very grateful for my job at my company. They, allowed cancel pay for any clinics that we've had canceled up until May 1st. I'm
that's a blessing.
Yes. So even though I'm not working, still getting paid, and I appreciate that. But I know there are some people, like you said, that that's not the case for them. And I mentioned, coping mechanisms and how we can, just all respect people's boundaries and respect people's thoughts and feelings during this time. And, one thing that I saw that, that she posted was you're an idiot. So a lot of times we hear people saying stuff and we're so quick to be judgmental to this time and be like, oh, this person is stupid. The way they think is just irrational, logical. But we can't be that way. You have to just say, you know what, I hear you, I understand, I respect your opinion, and, not be disrespectful, because we see a lot of opinions out here about just conspiracy theories and things that are going on. And so we just have to be respectful of people's, thinking.
I love that, because, during this time, I was just listening to another podcast, and they were talking about some celebrity that had a conspiracy out there, and, how people were just going in on them. And one, Hey Friend from the Friend Zone podcast was basically saying, why are people getting why are they, I get for you not to agree with this person, but why are you getting so mad that this person thinks this way? And, if you don't think that way, it's fine. Just keep it moving. And this is a great time to just be more kind, less judgmental. We all have different things going on in our life, and we all have different ways of interacting with this pandemic. And so everybody's experience is going to be different. So we just have to be cognizant of, our different perspectives. And it doesn't mean that they aren't true. That just means that they're ours.
And that's my next thing. The thing about concerns, just about, and what you said about, it's easy to feel certain ways about, man, my thoughts, my concerns aren't valid, aren't true, aren't real, when somebody else is worried about this, that, and that. But it's no, like what I'm feeling is still valid. It's still true. It's still real, and this is my experience. And you just have to be okay with that.
Yeah,
that's true.
And just recognize that this is just an obstacle, and this will pass. I will overcome this, but still recognize that your feelings and what you are feeling is valid.
That is so true.
And
that's
sorry.
Something else too is just if people. I know Tiffany. We were trying to figure out a place to record. And she was like, let me talk to my mom first because, it's a little weird. And it's okay to say no. Like a lot of times, people want to come over. They still want to spend time with you. They still want to be in your face. And it's like, you can still say, I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Like, I can call you. Let's FaceTime. Let's group chat. Let's, it's okay to say no. Stay where you at. I'm going to be over here. You stay there.
Yeah, especially like, this is in my house. This is my mother's house. And so I did have to ask her, like, hey, we are planning to have this show at the house. Is that okay? And she was like, I'm not sure. I was like, Mom, you can say no. Yeah. But she's like, no, it's okay. Yeah. Just make sure they have their hand sanitizer. So I met them at the door with the hand sanitizer. I disinfected everything. Yeah. They washed their hands before they came in. And then when y'all leave, I'm going to Lysol it down too. But, you want to be respectful of people's concerns.
That's so true.
Yeah, because they're so true. And we try so hard at work to practice social distancing, and I really be trying to stay away. Like for y'all, it's different because I was telling my mom, like for us, she's like, "Are y'all gonna be spread out?" I'm like, Jasmine,
2 arms.
I can't even fit in the camera, but I'm thinking to myself like, but to me, I feel like y'all are like really essentially my tribe. Like if things really went down, I would probably be with my family or with y'all. And y'all to me are family, and that's it. And so I'm like, that's y'all are family to me. But at work, they're my work family. But I'm like, back, give me 6 feet. Like, I'm not kidding. And like, I know it seems like I'm kidding, but
no, that's so true.
Man.
That's so true, girl. I had students in my classroom, like they were taking this practice STAR test. Girl, tell me why. If a student coughed, you just seen all the cringe. Like, everyone was just, like, in terror. Like, students would ask me, Miss, can I move to the other desk? And, of course, I'm not going to say stay there at a time like this. I'm like, yes, you can move. And so, it's just, like, a very, like, y'all my homies, but I ain't trying to get, like...
Because it is real.
It's real.
Because people, this is happening, and, like, I was just reading somebody on Twitter, and she's a young person who got coronavirus, and she's like, I had got coronavirus, and these are the symptoms that I'm having, and it's not the same as what they're reporting on. They're saying like, oh yeah, you're young, your immune system's great, blah blah blah. You're probably not gonna have no symptoms. This girl's like, no, I
22.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that too?
Mm-hmm. Wait, what was it?
She was 22 years old, and she was explaining her symptoms, and it was like 10 days. Mm-hmm. She documented everything. Day 1, this is what I felt. Day 2, day 3.
Oh wow, she did.
10. Yeah.
Yeah, and so even those experiences are different. So no, yes, our immune system is good, but I still do not want that shit
at all.
But I did want to go back to I think it was number 2. Can you repeat it?
Yes. I mentioned the thoughts of not getting better.
Oh yeah, you were saying like our thoughts and our truths are valid, and I do want to say this though, like even if you are going through the worst of times, even if you did get laid off, even if whatever you're going through, it's still so much power and positivity. There's still so much power in speaking over your life and thinking positivity, because like you say, you could go through like a spiral of negativity, and that's just your thoughts possess exactly what's gonna happen. What you say can happen, and so you want to speak positively about your experience. Like you are gonna say, I am healthy, my kids are healthy. If you lost your job, like it's okay, God got me. Like there's a better opportunity that's gonna come, and I know it's easier said than done, especially because I'm not in that predicament. But I know there's so much power in your own voice, in your thoughts, and in God.
That's so
what
true.
I mean by that is, like it's okay to say I'm hurt.
Yes.
I'm scared. But to know that, you know what, I know God got me.
Yeah.
I know this is gonna turn over. I know this is gonna pass. So recognize those feelings and be valid, that they're valid and that they're there. But then also know, like you said, you gotta be grateful and positive.
Yes, indeed.
You have to. And speaking from experience, because I'm saying this coming from a place of I've been there.
Right.
I've been in the predicament where I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had real life bills like rent due, light bill, water bill, all that stuff. And so in those trying times, exactly what you said, you have to literally look at your circumstance, but then step outside of your circumstance and really believe. You have to feel it first. You have to see it in your mind's eye first. The situation that you want, you have to feel it as much as you possibly can, as often, daily, every single day. Like, it has to be a daily routine that you're putting yourself in that space that you want to create so that you can eventually bring it to your life. And so those of you that are going through, if you are going through loss during quarantine, just still know. Don't hope. Well, you can't hope, but don't feel like it's not going to turn around. Like, you still have to know that, like, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. And though you might be crying right now saying I'm going to get through this, right, just know that those tears are only water in the soil that's going to harvest something beautiful for your life. It's going to all pay off. It's all going to turn around eventually. You just have to stick through and not give up. That's the thing. Like, once you're going through these trying times, and you like, okay, today I'm gonna believe I can get through this, and then like say tomorrow is really, really bad, and then you like, and I'm not saying don't have a bad day, because we all have those days when you like, you know what, I just can't do this. And so, okay, if you do, everybody have those days. Give yourself that time to go through it, feel what you need to feel, experience what you need to experience. But then that next day, or if you need 2 days, that the day after that day, you say, okay, I'm putting on my, I'm tying my bootstraps. I'm pulling myself up. I'm not gonna let myself sit here and waddle in this pity, or I'm gonna, think solution minded. Like, what can I do? It may not be the biggest thing in the world you can do, but if it's just making this one phone call to such and such, whomever you need to talk to, if it's just one thing, whatever it is, that one thing you can do that. And then, praise yourself, give yourself praise, give yourself like a pat on the back. Like, don't still, beat yourself down. Like, I'm not where I want to be. That little milestone you just made, that could turn your whole situation around. Like, we always say, it only takes one yes. It only takes one action that could possibly turn your life around. So don't give up. Keep making those small actions, and then eventually one of those small actions will turn into the positive spiral that you want and need and that you deserve.
Yes, to everything you just said. Okay, so I saw a post on Instagram by The Diary of a Goddess.
Ooh.
And she posted 5 ways to manifest in solitude. And the first one was breathing, meditating. We talked about that already, prayer at the beginning. Number 2, clean area, decluttering. I know you mentioned that you've been cleaning your space, and so that's something I'm gonna do as well. But number 3, writing down goals and dreams. So Jonathan Lewis, someone we went to high school with, shout out to him.
Yay!
He made a post yesterday, and he was talking about how, write down your worst case scenarios. Think it out. Write it down and what you would do if something, so that way you're like getting it out on paper, and it's like, okay, I wrote it down. This is what I would do if this whatever, this thing is in my head that I'm worried about happens. And then you move on from there. Now you can start writing your goals, writing down things that you want to do, whatever, your goals, your dreams. So I thought that was really important to know, you said that. And then number 4, music. Uplift your spirit and your soul through some music. Turn on some music and just blast it, just jam out.
Music and dancing is spiritual.
Yes.
Dancing.
And then number 5, fall in love with yourself again. So this is also a time to just relearn, and a lot of times you're kind of going through life and just going through the motions, but it's like you have to stop and say, okay, what is it that I like? What is it that I want to do? You have to fall in love with yourself again. Yes. You're not the same person you were when you graduated from high school, graduated from college, or when you first got married, or when you had kids, or whatever phase you are in your life right now. You're not that person you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years, 5 years ago.
Yeah, I love that.
That's good.
There's been so much that I learned through this experience. So I'm just going to talk about my own perspective.
Yeah.
And it's just that, okay, so I ain't going to lie. I thought that I was going to be able to be off work.
Yeah.
Like, in my mind, I was like, oh, we about to be off work. I could do this, and that. And so I already had it in my mind what I was going to do.
Okay.
And then it hit me like, I was so at peace on Sunday because I was so excited because I knew I was about to be able to do exactly what I wanted. And I felt no type of anxiousness. I was like, I have time to actually do what I want. Right. And so I was writing down the things that I needed to do. I'm like, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do that. Lo and behold, on Sunday we get the message that we have to go into work. So we got off early Monday and Tuesday, and then we had to work the rest of the week till 6. And so that made me, I don't know why I listened to my job, but it made
your
me.
Feelings are valid, Tiffany.
Yes, I know, but my boss might not think that. But it made me feel like, wow, wow. That's all I'm going to say about that. It just made me feel like, wow, because I realized when we worked that half day, yeah, I'm just putting my business out there, but when we worked that half day, like 4 hours, I realized I got off at 1, and then I was able to do exactly what I wanted. So I was able to go to the park. I was able to, make a video. I was able to spend time with God, like do the things I actually wanted, and I went to sleep. Like, yeah, that was a good day. And I realized how much time we actually waste at work. Like 8 hours a day. And I know I can complete a job in 4 hours. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. Y'all don't share this with my people.
No, it's actually funny because this has been a post that's been spiraling around.
Yeah.
That meeting could have been an email. Or that could have been.
No, but just think about it though.
You start realizing during these times, like, certain things that we do it's just a waste of time.
It's a waste of time, and it's a social construct.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, wow, like this is crazy. I really have to change some things because it makes me feel the type of way that I have no real control over my life because my money does come from my job, and I do love my job, and I love my boss, and I adore my CEO. Y'all know that she's a role model to me. But I hate the fact that I don't have control over my own life and what I want to do because of I have to get this check. I have to survive. Real. And so it made me realize, okay, I was still like running on the fact that like, even though I gotta go to work, I still gotta do the things I need to do so I can set myself up to be able to live the life that I truly want. To go back to how I felt on Sunday, where I could go to the park, where I could film a video, where I could just really do the things that I love and stop wasting time. I don't want to waste time anymore. I don't care how much I love a job. I don't want to waste time, valuable time in my life. And so it really put things into perspective of this is going to pass. But what are you going to do in the meantime? How are you going to set yourself up? So I want to ask you guys that. What have y'all learned from this? Like, it really, for me, it has made me realize what I really, really want out of life. Like, what I really want.
And not what be dependent on somebody else to get your money. This has really opened my eyes to this, like you said, just external income and other sources of income. Because just relying on one thing is not it.
Yeah, it's not it. It's not it. And I think that we are all sucked into this thing. Like, and I understand, but we are sucked into what people have put out for us. And we're seeing how easy it is for the government to like just give us money. And it's crazy how and give us healthcare and give us these things. And it's just like the only reason we're in this is in this construct is because this is what we were told. And now I'm realizing like these things, the impossible can happen. Yes. If we just know it can happen. But we're just it's the normalization of 9 to 5, 9 to 6,
Yes, I've been thinking about that because, and going back to my job, before we went off the break, the students were taking their practice start test, which is like this very, very important state test.
Right.
The kids are stressed out. Like, if you don't pass this test, you don't graduate high school. And so they're like stressed, like, oh my gosh, we gotta pass the test. And so literally y'all, the day we were like on a testing, the week we had to shut down, we were actually on a testing schedule. Like they literally just finished their test that day and they was like, what are we going to do tomorrow? And they was like begging me, can we watch a movie? And I was like, no, we got to review for our STAR test. But I think I low-key was going to show them a movie. I hope nobody from my job sees this. Because like I just seen it in their eyes. Like we seen, like you can look at them and tell that they're like tired. They're drained. They've been testing all week. The teachers, we tired. We've been reviewing with them all week. We've been trying to, get them to learn this information like that, when it's the review time and you got to like cram, like make sure we cover everything we learned all year. So I knew that they were just on an information overload. And so we just looking at each other like, tomorrow, they were looking at me like, Miss, you better not give us no work tomorrow. You better not. And I'm looking at them like, I might have to, but I might not. Like, I don't know. You just come prepared for whatever. And so literally that next day, no school. It happened so like abruptly. It was just like, what?
It's almost like all the things I'm just going to say they say can't happen. It
happened. And then on top of that, as we're going into the break, now it's like day 4 of the break. I get in our group chat from my from the biology department on my phone through text message. I get, y'all, are y'all seeing this? And they drop a link, and I'm like, seeing what? Y'all know me, I'm always last to be in the loop, so I'm like, seeing what?
They canceled the STAR test.
They canceled the damn STAR test.
And how many people like really, because people also take tests differently.
Yeah.
And so that could you can't pass, but you might have passed all your classes, but now you're based off a standardized test. And now they say, oh, don't worry about it. All this pressure that they put on it.
All this pressure. And that was like my aha moment. Like, all the shit we be stressing about.
Don't matter.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Like, I'm over here like, oh my gosh, running around like, how we gonna get all this information? And so now I'm like, is the school year about to be canceled? Because like, literally, y'all, and I'm sorry to say this, I hope I ain't saying this where nobody important hears this, but oh well if they do. After the STAR test, I probably shouldn't say this. After the STAR test, do y'all think teachers are really being super teachers anymore? We coming in movie day. We coming in. We gonna watch related movies, a science movie. We gonna watch, and then we gonna answer questions on the movie today. Like,
and now you can be creative.
You can be creative. We're doing projects, hands-on things, like building poster boards. Like, it's fun to be at school now. It's not stressful. Like, I have to study for this test. Now we can create we can do lab dissections. They love doing frog dissections, and we always do this after the STAR test. And so now it's just like, if they come back now, it ain't no STAR test. We'll figure that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because I'm like, what we about to do every day? We're about to do some projects. But it just makes you think that
this world is crazy. This world is literally on hold, and they're looking like they're trying to do everything they can. Looking like they're trying to do everything they can to like relieve us, and it's just crazy. I'm just thinking, wow, like y'all could have been helping people this whole time. All these people in poverty, all this how much school costs, like all this stuff y'all talking about. Y'all could just give $1 trillion, all this stuff, and so it's just like. It puts a lot of things in perspective.
I could have been did that.
And the main thing is, for me, is just focusing on the things that you can control.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want y'all to do that. I want y'all to, it's okay. And I know there's a lot of posts saying, be productive, start that company, write that book, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can do all that, but only do it if that's actually what your soul desires. Because sure, you could make a course, sure, you could do whatever you want, but actually do whatever you want. Like, being able to sleep is productive. Being able to, like, create art is productive. Be able to clean is productive. To do a face mask is productive. But, like, do the things that your soul actually desires. Don't do something because somebody else is doing that or is telling you to do that. that thing. Think about, really, this is the time to think about what actually fills your soul. You know, what is it that you really want to do? Like, I really want to spend 2 hours to 3 hours a day outside walking. I love that. If I realized, like, if they gave us the capabilities to work at home, I will work at the park. Like, if it's a nice day. And so it's just like,
somebody said sleep. You're right. I love a good nap.
And I don't want anybody to, like, get up on themselves, like, if they're not doing the most, because, somebody else, like, I was texting somebody, and he was like, what? I was like, after this, I just realized that, like, I need to be living my best life. And he was like, well, what does that mean for you? I was like, I need to go ahead and release this blog, get on YouTube, go harder for soul filling. I was like, you know what? My thing, like, that's actually sounding like a whole lot of work. But for me, that fills my soul. For someone else, that's like, you do it too much, I'm trying to relax. And if that's for you, do that. But this is for me. So whatever your thing is, do that, is what I'm saying. And so I just don't want people to feel bad if they ain't as productive as they think they are, because taking care of yourself is productive.
That's so true. And with that being said, we just got to realize that we are all different.
Yes.
And I was realizing my patterns because I had started writing down my productivity, so to speak. And what I realized is I will go super, super hard for something for, like, let's say a week or two or 3 days. But then after that, I need like a day where I'm just resting, charging, relaxing, soaking up some sun, getting some fresh air, going out with nature, like just unplugging. And then I can go back hard again. But I have to realize that about myself, that I need that downtime so that I can charge again, so to speak, and be productive for the task at hand. But if I'm like, judging myself to wait, like how Jarvis is, where he could just go stay up until 4 in the morning every single day and just be perfectly fine. And I'm like, dang, why can't I do that? I haven't even done that nearly as half as what he's doing, but I can't stay up that late. I will then, it would make me feel like less than, like I'm not doing enough. So just realizing your habits, or he could be even judging like himself, like, why am I not going to bed earlier so I can wake up earlier? So, but if that's not you, then don't conform so that, into someone else's productivity box. Because what makes someone else productive may make you lazy, or what makes you lazy may be someone's productive work habit. So it's just like, know what works for you. Works for you.
What are the things you could do to create the life that you actually like? Because like, it's fine to, if you want to wake up earlier, if you want to be that person, then be that person. Because I would love to wake up earlier to get stuff done, but that's a habit I could work on now. And so it's okay to, like, it's only okay to adjust if that's something that you want in your creativity of your life. So it goes back to what you said at the beginning. It's like getting to know yourself again. Who am I really if I'm taking out of this social construct? So I did want to ask some questions if y'all didn't have any more like stuff to say about how y'all feeling. So I was listening to the Friend Zone podcast this morning, and it was asking some questions that they got from this article. I don't know the article, I'm sorry, but it was just talking about if this was like the end of the world, what are some things that you would do?
Oh my God.
And so the first question was, is there somebody you need to forgive? And let's just start with that. Is there someone you need to forgive? And y'all answer this for y'allself. Y'all ain't off the hook.
Yes.
Is there someone you need to forgive in your life that you have not forgiven yet? If this is the end of the
world. You want us to tell you? Like,
no, you don't have to tell us who it is. You can just allude to it. Like, yes. Like,
for me, I think I do this thing called, I practice radical forgiveness, where like if someone does do something that harmed me, I try to forgive them immediately until I can actually genuinely forgive them, if that makes sense. So I think and we've had a previous podcast about this. I think sometime going into the middle of last year, I released everybody and forgave them, and now if someone or something or a situation does come up, I just try to do it right then and there, like just release it, let them go. But right now I can't think of anybody that I'm holding.
That's
good.
Yeah, there's no hate in my heart. I got love for everybody out here. Like, no.
That's good. Well, if y'all do, I don't either. Everybody's been pretty good to me. I forgive pretty easily, and I'll tell you how I do it though. And like something happened yesterday, and I thought somebody was like talking about me. I'm like, you could have just came and talked to me about that. But then I went home. I was hot. Like I was hot 2 days ago. I was like, came home from work like, for real? But anyways, so I came home and I just went to bed because I don't like not liking people.
Right.
That still feels weird to me. And so I went to bed super early. Like I was in the dark. If y'all see on my Instagram, I was editing in the dark and stuff like that. And so, and then went to sleep. But then I woke up like with the realization of I only know what was told to me. In this situation, I was thinking of the best way this situation could have occurred. Like, oh, they could have just been saying this. They didn't really mean no harm. And I went back to the office, so I was like, that person probably didn't mean no harm. I was talking to my social media team, and they were like, nah, they did. But then I was like, no, but I already made up in my mind that they didn't. Because it really didn't matter at the end of the day. Like, there's some things that don't matter. Like, there's other things that do. But this was something so minor that I was like, I don't know anybody's perspective, so I'm going to let it go because it really didn't do anything to me. So when little things come up, I try to think of the best case scenario because a lot of times we take things personally that aren't even about us. It was just something that was said and then somebody else said something and somebody else said something. But you really don't know the root of it. So I might be thinking this person talking about me, but they were just really saying something that they need to say at work.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, okay. At that point, I'm like, oh, all love. Okay. And so I just try to think where people are coming from. And I'm not saying that people don't do things to intentionally hurt you. And I really haven't felt like anybody has done that to me. So I don't really know how that goes. But for me, little things like that, I just try to let go.
You know what? I lied. I would have to say, I was thinking people, but I would have to say it's my job. Some changes, came in thinking, oh, okay, that's real cool. Then they pumped the brakes on some stuff. So, it kind of made me feel away, like they didn't care about us. So, you know what? I would say it would be, just the company as a whole and the people who make decisions, whoever they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, even to be honest with this whole job thing, like, I was really gonna make us come to work? But I had to think and step back and put myself in decision making position because I'm like, I don't know what behind the scenes I don't know. I know there's a reason. She's so nice. Like, I know there's a reason why we're actually here. Like, I know you wouldn't put me in harm's way. And that's why it's very important. We even had a conversation with the company because everybody was a bit on edge. Like, why are we here? But then people were really snapping off on people. Like, for real. They really were. Yeah. And so, but when we sat down and talked about it, you realize that what people were going through. And the thing is, somebody said something that was really big. It was like, the reason why you took it this way is because you don't know this person. And that's true. It's like, sure, you won't always get to know your coworkers, but once you know this person has this thing, you know this person has this going on at home, you know how they talk, you know how they act, you realize like sometimes people say things and they don't mean no harm, but if you don't really know that person, you're gonna like, what you say to me?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True.
And so it's just like, I try to always think about the backstory. And if somebody is just trying to be like that, just let them be. I mean, you could confront them and say what you need to, but don't let them hold that power in your heart.
Yes.
So
that reminds me of there was this Mind Valley, I want to say, I think it was Mind Valley hypnosis program that I was listening to sometime this week, and it was called the Silence Destructive Criticism. And so it made me think exactly what you were just talking about too. So it's basically two types of criticism. Either there's constructive or destructive, either constructive or destructive criticism. And so when someone is bringing you destructive criticism, okay, and what is destructive criticism? Anything that's basically, how did they define it? Did I even put the definition of it? I did not put the definition, but basically destructive criticism, think about it. Something that's meant for your destruction. So things that is not empowering you, I'm pretty sure, things that brings you down in a sense, and it's very, it's not rooted or it's not being delivered to you from a place of positive upliftment. It's more like a place coming from a place of judgment or shame or just a negative place. And so it basically says when you are faced with destructive criticism, it says don't feel bad about the opinions of another. It's because they don't like themselves. It has nothing, their opinion is not about you per se. It's that there's something going on with themselves. Maybe it's not even that they dislike themselves, but it could be environmental, situational, a situation that they may be going through, something or a way that they're feeling at that time, or just how they were raised or their upbringings or their own belief system. So like you said, sometimes it ain't even got nothing to do with me. It ain't even about me why your views are like this. This is solely how you feel, and I'm not going to try to sway it, but do I have to lose my peace of mind, or do I have to start using my energy to feel negatively about you, like channel and start hating on you? And like, why do I even want to use my energy like that? You don't even, and I don't want to say it like that, but you don't deserve my energy like that.
I know bad energy.
You don't deserve bad energy, because think about it, guys. Y'all, and we always say, clap back, come back with the swiftness. Like, I'm going to give you my 2 cents. And I've been guilty of this. I know from experience. But whatever energy you put out in the world comes back to who?
You.
It comes back to you. So if you put in hateful energy out, judgmental energy out, shameful energy out to someone, it's going to come back to you. And most times it don't come back to you from that person. It comes back to you from someone you really care about.
Right.
Or someone you really love. So you don't want to put negative energy out into the world. Instead, you want to put loving energy, because then that energy is going to come back to you. Compassionate energy, because that energy is going to come back to you.
Yeah.
So
I think like kindness is the best clapback, because just think about it. Somebody talking about you behind your back, and then they're kind to you, you start feeling like, oh shit, like, she's really nice. She's actually nice. But, that's a good comeback. I mean, clapback is kindness, but just depending on the circumstance. If
I need to wake it up, how long?
Okay, so do you need, the next question is, and y'all think about if y'all need to forgive anybody, what's that going to take? Because, it's not the end of the world. I don't believe it is. And so, but still, we're living right now. So you need to forgive someone, get that off of you. Think about, I know we have a podcast about it. I can't think of what it is. Think about how you can really tap into true forgiveness. But okay, so number 2 is, do you need someone to forgive you? Like, have you done some things?
I'm pretty sure I've done some. Yeah, I've done some fucked up shit.
I'm pretty sure.
But have they forgave you already? No.
I hope they have.
Same.
Yeah, I would hope. Yeah, I think I would hope.
Okay. All right. Same. I mean, I don't feel like I've ever done anything intentionally to hurt somebody, but just because you haven't done something intentionally to hurt somebody doesn't mean that you haven't hurt someone. Yeah. So I just hope that they're able to, like, I've said sorry, this is how I feel, and things of that nature. And I feel like everybody's cool, but I don't really know how that person, the people feel. And so
about relationships and friendships where, you were once close with people, and how, you might not have had that conversation like, okay, this is the end of our road, but it just kind of dripped. And you like think about that person, like, I wonder if this person's okay. I know we're not talking like that, but so
all is well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because a lot of times we could even like have done something, it is not even the fact that that person hasn't forgave you. Have you forgiven yourself?
Yeah.
And so, that's even another question. Have you forgiven yourself from some things that you've done that you didn't, maybe you did intentionally, maybe you did unintentionally. Forgive yourself.
That's true.
Okay, so what are some risks that you wish you would have taken that you haven't taken in the past?
Some risks
you would have taken that you hadn't.
Yes, that you didn't take. I hate to live in the past, but
I mean, risk, no, but there are things, even high school, college, just decisions that I also always wonder, like, man, what if I had chosen this route versus this route? How would life look for me? How would it be different? So, I mean, it's not so much risk; it's just more decision wise. Like, I wonder if I would have, chosen this major versus that major,
right?
Or if I would have. Coach Gomez was trying to help myself and Ashley, get scholarships for basketball. What if I would have, not been scared and pursued that? What would life look like? I wouldn't have no student loan debt.
For me, a risk that I wish I would have taken is so it's two things. One, I wish I would have started investing sooner.
Yes.
Sooner, because compound interest starts by the years. So the younger you are, if you in your 20s, you in a golden time right now. If you 21, if you 18, you are at an amazing time. So really just getting into the investing, that's one thing I wish I would have started earlier, sooner, just being more knowledgeable about investments. And then I would have gone as hard for myself as I go for my loved ones. Like people that are really, really, really close to me, I feel like I just go so hard for them because I love them. But now I'm starting to realize and I've been realizing this and I've started practicing this, maybe I should say that. Just going hard for myself. Along with going hard for my people that I love, but like really just going so hard for myself. And I know that sounds selfish, but
it doesn't.
No, not at all.
Because just think about if you go so hard for yourself, how many more people you'll be able to help.
That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And for me, also indecisiveness. I know I take a long time to make decisions. I wish I would have just made certain things sooner.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of things, but I think like a lot of things we can beat ourselves up about, and I'm not talking about that specifically, but that we're like, dang, I wish I would have known this, I would have known that. But the thing is, now.
Right.
And you can't beat up yourself for things that you didn't know in the past. Like, I too wish I would have invested, like, at 18. Like,
girl,
I'm
in my 20s still, so we good.
We don't make up for what we didn't invest.
Exactly.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah.
But I ain't tripping.
Exactly.
We have to realize that life is...
But I just want to put all my people out there. If you were 18, or someone who's 18.
Now.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Anybody, any and everybody needs to start investing. Start investing. If you got a 401k at your job, start investing in that thing. If you ain't got a job, still go and open up your own personal brokerage investment account. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, because I'll just be real. If you're a full-time entrepreneur, you got to do your own investing thing. So open up a Roth IRA account. Okay.
Yeah,
I just had to get that out there.
No, thank you. The people needed it.
Y'all need to know these things.
And I guess we could end there. I have one more question, but I don't know if it even goes to it.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all remember that since I asked. I was playing. But
we ain't got nowhere else to go. We got nothing but time.
I mean, nothing but, and we gonna be here 7 hours? Like, nah. Okay. What I was gonna say.
Rush to go back to my pajamas.
Actually got some stuff to do.
Yes, so there's other stuff.
No,
but my question is, what? Okay, so y'all remember, if y'all haven't already binge watched, what's that name? With Chance the Rapper, T.I.
Oh, yes. Rhythm and Flow.
Yes. If y'all haven't already binge watched Rhythm
Thanks
and
to y'all,
Flow,
I did.
Y'all go ahead and watch that. You love it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So they have this episode where they have to make their own music video. And so my question is, if you had to make your own music video, what would that look like?
Ooh. Of course, I would start off in nature.
Yeah.
With some trees. And that's as far as I got right now.
Mine is gonna be traveling. I'm in adventure. I'm in Africa. I'm in Thailand. I'm in Australia. I'm just gonna be like a little traveling adventure music video. Yes,
that's lit.
I have this.
Mine's gonna have good food in it too.
Ooh,
Lots of good ass food.
Yes.
Yes.
And good times. I think good times and memories just being captured with my loved ones. I think that might be what it would be. In the dope way. It depends on what the name of the song is too. True.
I like that.
How would yours?
I don't know why. This is I think it's because I want to make an intro video for my vlog, but it's me running, but it might be me skating now. But me running like in the nature outside, but then I fall. Okay. And then I get back up. Cause y'all know I'm goofy. And then I get back up and then it just goes into like, that's all really as far as I got. But
it's a bomb ass intro.
Look, it's just a thing
showing your quirkiness.
Yeah, just showing who I actually am.
Yes, I love that.
Oh, and it's also me like dancing, cause I do this a lot, like dancing in the park, and like when I'm walking, I'm like dance at the gym, and I just feel like I'm in my own music video. So I feel like my music video would be me, what I would be doing in real life, but nobody be seeing me, but everybody that I don't know be seeing me.
I love that.
So,
what would y'all music video be like? Well, share with us. I'm curious to know. These are cute.
All right. Yes. All right.
All right, y'all. So what time is it?
It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time.
Y'all, if this is your first time tuning in on the Soul Feeling Podcast, we always end our podcast with a positive affirmation. So what the heck is an affirmation? An affirmation is any statement that you are using to transform your life. Now, either you transform your life in the most positive ways, or you transform your life in the negative ways. Guys, even in the Bible, it states, let the weak say, you gotta say it. Say, I am strong. So on those days when you're feeling down, not sick and tired, like you over it, don't say those things. Don't speak those things over your life. Instead, speak some positive, uplifting phrases like I'm getting better and better. God gonna see me through. I can do this. Just some positive pep talk. So it's 3 of us, and I'm affirming that there are millions, billions, gazillions of y'all out there tuned in, or just really who's ever divinely meant to be. So we're gonna go ahead and end this thing out with our positive affirmations. So who wants to go first?
I got it. I am consistently creating the life I truly am in love with.
Ooh, let's do that. I am living my best life.
I have to. I am covered in the name of Jesus, and I am focusing on things that I can control.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning into us on our live quarantine experience. Make sure you share this video if you haven't already, and please just subscribe to us on YouTube, Soul Feeling, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Google Play, on Apple Podcasts. And if you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, give us a 5-star rating and write something soulful and sweet. And guys, we love you guys so much. And, if y'all liking these Soul Feeling Saturdays, we're going to do more of especially if this is still going on. You could count on us.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much, and y'all stay safe out there.
Until next time, soulmates. Love y'all.